from the floor of the CME Group in beautiful Chicago, Illinois, the most spectacular city on the planet. I'm Sebastian, Chief Operating Officer of OptionPit.com. This is your Mr. Top Step morning update. Well, not exactly the nicest morning. We're off a little bit after last week, which was a really great week. You know, the last 3 weeks, I've been talking about this transition. You know, we've been seeing the market, kind of bounce off between 1400 and that 1370 level. Well, we're still kind of seeing some of that, right? We pulled off that 1400 again. We're now 1390 something. Now, do I think that that means the end of the world? Well, no. I mean, Spain's slipping in a recession. U.S. home ownership, the only positive was consumer spending, and that's not even necessarily a super positive. So we've got a lot of reasons not to be super bullish today, but and the market is, of course, selling off. One of the major things leading the market down is Apple again. All you Apple traders, keep an eye on Apple. I think it could be making another trip back down to 550. It just tends to have that type of approach after earnings. We'll get another push up, but it appears with that stock, the big surge, all of you who were hopping on board, think it was going to 750 like that, that is over. All right. Now, looking at S&P options and NASDAQ options, I think the sale is going to continue to be NDX. We've got the rest of the market rallying while Apple sells off. That stops NDX from really moving. All right. I think S&Ps may actually be a sale. Now, you've got the VIX at 17%, not exactly super high. But I think we're entering another period where the S&Ps are going to really tighten up and slow down. So options on S&Ps may necessarily be a sale. Now, we had one major shift last week. Huge shift, seismic. Skew on puts fell dramatically, and implied volatility on VIX options fell dramatically. Now, what does that mean? There's fewer people out there buying insurance. Okay? Now, believe it or not, high skew, high VIX vol were things that were actually holding up the market. If I'm long a bunch of stocks and bonds and I own puts on them, then I'm not really worried about the underlying falling underneath. All right? Now that that's gone, if we get a bad piece of news this week, like a really bad piece of news, could be super ugly. All right? We could really quickly. So be on top of that. Now, that said, I'm not expecting anything like that to happen. I think that we're going to see a relatively organized market, and we're going to test 1420, and the VIX is going to break 15.5. All right? Just kind of the way I see it. We will see if I'm right or not. What does that mean for you, option traders? Condor is still a sale. I actually like the idea of a butterfly sale. I think you could set up a butterfly around the S&P futures options, set up like the 1375, 1400, 1425 fly, and find yourself in pretty good shape. I think there's an excellent opportunity for a trade like that to succeed over a couple of days if we get a real flattening of volatility. So with that, you know, I think it's going to be a kind of an interesting futures trade. I can't imagine day trading is going to be nearly as easy as just sitting back and being short options, but that's why you guys are subscribers to Mr. Top Step, so you get that great flow. On that note, I am Sebastian, Chief Operating Officer of OptionPit.com. This is your Mr. Top Step update from the world's most swaggering city, Chicago, Illinois, at the CME Group.